Just over a month ago, 3 armed Israeli Arabs shot at and killed 2 police officers on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. The immediate response to the violence was inspiring and heroic on many fronts. But the story doesn't end there. While performing emergency services at the scene, Magen David Adom paramedic Adler was shot. Here's some of Magen David Adom's own footage recounting those events.
ביום שישי, בסביבות השעה 7 בבוקר, 7 וכמה דקות.
I was at home with my 2 young daughters.
אמירס פורץ.
Terror incident in the old city.
רצתי לאופנה.
There's a line I tell my daughter every time I go out to a call because she always worries. Alma, Abba goes, but Abba always comes back.
אתה תמיד יודע שאתה יוצא לאירוע שהוא אירוע קשה, אתה פשוט לא מבין עד כמה הוא קשה.
I could have not come back this time.
Joining me now in the studio with more on this tragic story is Magen David Adom paramedic Adler. Thank you very much for coming in, Aaron.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so my first question is, how's your recovery?
Speedy. It's good.
Speedy? It's
yeah,
good?
I'm almost fully recovered already.
How long have you been a paramedic for Magen David Adom?
I've been a paramedic for almost 12 years. I've been, 12 years. I was a volunteer before.
Do you often respond to terror attacks, or is it really just the whole gamut?
Until recently, I lived in Jerusalem, in Ramat Eshkol, which is not far from the old city, the Damascus Gate, Highway 1, where pretty much almost all of the attacks went down. And I lived there, and I worked at a law firm. I'm a lawyer when I'm not a paramedic. I worked I was until recently. I just left my firm, and I'm starting med school in a month.
Congratulations.
Thank you. The law firm I worked at was in the center of town, so basically I was always somewhere around where everything happens, and of course I responded to regular calls as well, car accidents, chest pain, people who were sick at home, but I was always near the terrorist attacks, so I've responded to a couple dozen over the past few years.
Gosh. Walk me through what happened on that day.
Okay, so it was Friday morning. I was at home with my family. It's the initial report came in pretty much like every other attack. The initial report, terror incident by the old city. Details are unclear. Got up, left my home, got on my, I have a Magen David Adom motorcycle. It's a motorcycle equipped with advanced life support equipment, which I was given by Magen David Adom.
You can get like into narrow spaces.
I can get into narrow spaces, go very fast, speed through traffic. It's very effective piece of equipment. And I got on, I started driving towards the old city. As I started getting closer, reports started coming in that it's not exactly by the Lions Gate, it's further in by the Temple Mount. It's not a stabbing, it's a shooting. The event is still ongoing.
Oh, wow.
Which is, it changes things. It doesn't really change, it doesn't change what I could do about it, but obviously with details like that, you expect a bigger, more casualties, widespread area. You just have to calculate the factors and see how you're going to deal with it. What we didn't know is that it was actually still happening when we got there. Usually,
so, when they say ongoing, they really meant it.
They really meant ongoing. Yeah. It's usually, they're not sure. There's reports that maybe there's another terrorist, maybe someone got away. But this was actually happening.
This is still happening.
This is still happening.
So, and then you approached the.
So I arrived on scene. Yeah, I arrived on scene along with 2 other motorcycle medics that were following behind. Got off, start treating. We stopped mamash, like exactly at the entrance to Har HaBayit, to the Temple Mount, and that's where the first victim was.
You can't proceed like on you have to proceed on foot from there, or does
physically there's no way to get in on vehicle from that point. So stopped there, gave initial treatment to one of the victims. At that point, he was still suffering from critical injuries. Reported back that it's still going on and that it's actually inside the Temple Mount. And I understood that there are more terror victims inside the complex, and I left that patient with another paramedic and a few medics and ran in. I ran in along with other police officers. Now, it's always very tense in a scenario like that. You don't really know what's going on. I don't know if there's going to be anyone else, but this time was a little different. Like, you could smell the gunpowder in the air. There were police officers with their weapons up, literally looking for they're looking for someone else. Continued up from there, and while treating the second victim, one of the terrorists started shooting again. A whole gun battle broke out. And during that shooting, I was in the middle of doing a procedure that I felt I can't stop. I completed quickly and got up to try taking me and him to get cover, and then I got hit by shrapnel from ricochet from the shooting.
Oh gosh. Well, Aaron, I really hate to cut it off, but unfortunately that's all the time we have. But this just goes to prove this is an intense position. It's a very important position. It's something that I think that meme that's going around right now. Not all heroes wear capes. This is definitely it. And thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
All right.